recently had to get a new set of tires. My Cruisetechs wore down, so I had to go find some new ones. The problem was I couldn't get Cruisetechs. They just weren't available. I looked everywhere for those things, couldn't find them. I did a little bit of research, came up with something else. So stick around and we will break it down. Hey, will this tractor tire fit the stock rim on my Indian Scott bobber? What? Are you crazy? No. But whatever, put it on there anyway.
What you want, what you need, gotta take all you get, my love, cause you know it don't come for free. Every little thing you want, every little thing you need, keep it all for yourself, my love, cause it really don't matter to me. I fell for you, I took the fall, I gave my heart every single time. I know the truth.
So Metzelers were the first tires that I went to off of the original Canvas. They lasted me a really long time, and in my opinion, the Metzeler Cruisetech tires are probably the best cruiser tires for the Indian Scout bobber. They warm up very quickly. They're extremely sticky. And like I said, they lasted me a long time. I bet I had them on this bike for 15,000 miles, give or take. Now I have gone through a couple of rear tires because I've gotten holes, so that's why they've lasted me a little bit longer. But we'll count it right at between 12 and like 15,000 for the Cruisetechs. So sadly, when I needed a new set of tires, it kind of came at a bad time. It came when we had all the backlog, all the issues was happening where things couldn't get in. They're still backlogged on a lot of tires. I would imagine if you're looking for a set of tires right now, it's probably hard to find. So finding these tires or finding a set of tires really wasn't easy. I searched far and wide for my beloved Cruisetech, but none were to be found. Now I probably could have chosen something like the Cobras, Michelin, Commander 2s, 3s, or whatever, but I'm not really a fan of them. I've had them on different types of bikes before in the past, and I've never was really a fan of Michelin. They weren't the best in wet weather to my standards, and the Cobras wore too fast on cruisers, especially when you are heavy-handed with the throttle. So I did a ton of research and found myself navigating towards the Shinko 777 heavy duty, primarily because they were available. And I said, why not? I'll give them a try. It's a set of tires. If they don't work out, I'll swap them out. And the Shinkos are relatively inexpensive. Actually, they're probably the most inexpensive tire, at least I think, that I could find. I did go with the Shinko 77 heavy duty black. I didn't do white ball. I didn't do white wall because that really doesn't go with the look of my bike, but they do come in white wall as well. So we've put about 2,000, almost 2,500 miles on the Shinkos. So let me tell you what I think of them. So Shinko's 777 HD, or the heavy duty, is a tire that's specifically made for cruisers. They come in a ton of different sizes. And yes, if you want to put a larger tire on a stock rim, they do have larger tires, 170, 180, that you can put on the stock rim. No, I'm not going to do that. If you really want to know why, throw a comment and I'll explain my reasons why I won't go larger than what the stock is required or what the stock suggests on these tires or on these wheels. Now, the marketing material says that they provide maximum grip, a lot of comfort, and ride confident in dry and wet conditions. But do they really? My experience so far, yes, they do. There is one challenge with the Shinko 777s though, and that is they do not warm up very fast. So if I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna hit the twisties and I'm gonna ride aggressively, I need to spend some time warming the tires up first. I did not have to do that with my Cruisetechs. My Cruisetechs warmed up super fast, got sticky real quick. These Shinkos, on the other hand, they take a hot minute to warm up, but once they warm up, they are super sticky. Now what I have noticed is when I don't warm them up and I get out, I'll give you a good example. Leave my subdivision, I get out onto the road off of my subdivision, give it a handful of throttle to take off, that rear wheel will slide. However, give it a few more miles down the road, sit at a stoplight, and I grab a handful of throttle, it hooks up instantly. So really, what is my general opinion on these Shinkos? Other than how long it takes for them to warm up, I think that's a major downside. They are very inexpensive tires, like I said a moment ago. Now, cheap tires don't mean crappy tires. Shinko's been in the tire business for a long time, and they are rock solid in my book. So are Shinko 77s my new go-to tire? Probably not. I think I will still always stick to, or will want to stick to, those Metzeler Cruisetechs when they're available. Now, if I run these down to the ground, which I suspect I'm going to get 15,000 miles out of these tires, I put money on it, and I go to swap to Cruisetechs and they're not available, what am I going to do? Probably go right back to Shinkos. So I think those two tires between the Shinko and the Cruisetechs are going to be really my go-to tires going forward. I'd much rather have Cruisetechs because of how fast they warm up, but I think in a long run, I'm going to get more life out of these Shinko 7.7 tires, or 7.77 tires, just from what I've seen over the past 2,500 miles. So that's my opinion of the Shinkos. I think they're a solid tire. They're not my primary go-to tire. Cruisetechs are, but they're going to be a great tire if my Cruisetechs aren't available. And I think that's going to be true forever as long as I own this Indian Scout Bobber. And it may be when I jump to my next bike, whatever that may be. So do your research, of course. This is just my opinion, my experience. I have been riding for a long time, so hopefully that provides some comfort in the opinions I'm giving. But like I said, do your own research. Think solidly about the tires. Look at the specifications of the tires. Look at the performance conditions of the tires, wet weather, dry weather, and make your own decision. Like we said in the beginning of the video, for some reason tires, especially in the Indian Scout Bobber world, are a religion. And there are probably going to be some people that are like, oh my God, I hate those tires. Michelin Commanders are the best, or Avon Cobras are the best, or whatever. They're just opinions at the end of the day. Do your own research. Buy the tire you want. And with that, I'm going to leave you. You all stay safe. Be kind to one another. Love one another. Pray to God 2022 doesn't suck. And y'all have a good one. Love y'all. Peace.